Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode from the MVP Connect series. My name is Rashmata, and I'm the event planner for Microsoft Reactor India. I'm here today joined by our very own host, Lalit. Hey, hi, Lalit. How are you doing? I think if you're speaking, you're on mute, but anyways, I will.
I'm doing good.
Hey,
How about you?
hi. I'm also doing good. We are all excited for today's session. But before I hand over the floor to you, I would request all our audience to read the code of conduct. We are all here to learn together. So please be respectful
Yeah,
of other people. Understanding of differences, being kind and considerate in the way you engage. The chat section is open throughout, and we do encourage you all to participate. Our speaker will answer all your questions during the session, so please feel free to drop all your questions in the chat section. With this, thank you all. Enjoy your session today, and over to you, Lalit.
thanks, Rasmita. And I'm just going to present my screen. You're able to view my screen?
Not yet,
Rasmita, you're able to
Lalit.
view my screen?
Not yet.
Thanks for your confirmations. Hello, audience. Thank you so much, Rasmita, for providing this opportunity. And it's my second sessions on MVP Connect. And hope you will learn some things on this sessions and get that utilize in your day-to-day job. And so today's topic will be discussing in terms of how ChatGPT help you in your career as well as how it will help you in terms of in in your day-to-day work. What are the things you can get it from there? So hope all of you are excited about it, and I'll be putting some of those motivation tricks and tips which that helped me to grow, and this is widely is a common one. So let's just get that started, and probably I'll just going to switch off my camera due to some latency issue. But I'm sure as and when if you guys need me on that, probably I can just switch on again. I'm Lalit Rawat. I'm Microsoft MVP and author of two books. And I'm a Microsoft MCT from last 5 years. I'm working as in one of the big four company where I worked as a solution architect. I'm a blogger, which I wrote it on Azure4U.com. And I have delivered many sessions and multiple sessions across the country and biggest Azure community conference, including Microsoft Reactor, AGConf, and so on. So it's really I'm really happy to use this platform to have my knowledge shared across all of you. And then that's where I have just come up with this topic. Sometimes ChatGPT and sometimes motivation. So let's just see how you can utilize a chat gpt in your day-to-day basis and how you're going to utilize. So let's just understand first what is chat gpt and how does it work, what are their features, and how you can utilize it. So I'm going to do a hands-on sessions in and around on chat gpt, and I'll tell you what are the prompts you'll have to use in ChatGPT and things in and around how you can summarize the whole page for your understanding and your view. How you're going to write an email using the Bing AI search, then how you can generate the image using the Bing image creator, and there is lot more funds to do, right? So ChatGPT is basically everyone is talking about the artificial intelligences, AI or generative AI, right? So it is developed in 2022, right? And released in November 2022, and it's been developing from couple of years, right? And once Satya Nadella he introduced the open AI and then the generative AI is going to be new big face. From the next day, the chat GPT is a really a buzzwords, and everyone and any and every organization wanted to leverage this open AI or the chat GPT stuffs to their organizations, either in the form of open AI, it could be a chat GPT or a copilot or a Bing search, and all of those things they wanted to use in some or another way to utilize their things very fast, and then probably they can get that productivity, right? So how this model has been trained we can discuss also. We'll have a open studio uh, demo as well. So as and when this chat gpts comes into the picture, so basically it's nothing but just text generations conversations using, right? And then based on their artificial intelligence AI models that has been trained, that will give you an accurate or on an accurate answers, right? There was ChatGPT 3.5 has been introduced, and then now I'll have a ChatGPT 4.0, right, which is called as a ChatGPT Plus is there. So if you wanted to browse it, you can have this openai.chatgpt.com. That's the URL which you can use, right? So basically, as and when you put some of those prompts, text prompts, and then it will give you the answers. If you wanted to put a complete URL of that, any of the blogs, sites, or anything, it just give you the answer for that. There are multiple tools as well, right? And basically you can, how you're going to talk to your friend, the same way you're going and talking to your chat gpt. If you say I just wanted to more summarize on this, it will give you that answer. If you can say I want some things differently, it will give you that answer as well. So it has been trained with millions or trillions of the data in fine tune in a such a way that will give you the almost correct inputs which you can really utilize it, right? So that is how the chat gpt has been trained. But with the chat gpt 4, you can generate the image, you can create the word file, even you can write a book also. There's, you can write a small blogs also, you can do a lot of things, and there are multiple plugins has been launched. Now, let's just discuss about the ChatGPT's capabilities, how ChatGPT is capable, uh, and what are the things it's used. So basically, it's used the NLP process. Basically, it's a neutral language processing, which helps you to understand and generate the human liking text, and it is allowing you to comprehend your response into the wider range. Whatever the input, whatever the queries you put it, and just try and convert those and then give you the correct answers. The another one is it also understand the contextual understanding, that if you wanted to do a conversations with the chat gpt, let's just say you ask, can you please tell me what are the 10 good movies? What are the good foods in India or in South India? Now, you wanted to understand, let's just give you that you have a dosa, you have idli, and so many other stuffs. Now, you wanted to know about the recipe. Let's say how you can make the dosa. It will give you that answer also. Now you wanted to understand some things which is there into the far away in east, or let's just say in what is happening in the Germany, probably some of those good dishes you wanted to understand, or you wanted to learn some of those technical really cool stuff, that how you're going to start your career into generative AI and all of those things, and you wanted to have those conversations, right? So it helps and interacts with you in such a way that you're talking to your friend, and it responds very quickly, right? And it has been trained, and it's give the immense user experience which you just love it. And I'll show you when I can, open up that chat gpt box, and I can show you a couple of those really good example. You will come to know. Then it can also help you to translate the language. Let's just say if you know English, you wanted to translate it to Hindi or Kannada or Germany or any other language, right? It does also help you to translate those text inputs and response you in the real time, right? So whether you understand or not, but you read it somewhere, you copy and paste it, and whatever the language you wanted, it just translate within a seconds. Then it does also have the knowledge retrieval whenever it's been trained in such a way that whatever the relevant facts you'll have, the informations, the knowledge base, and all of those things, right? Based on that, it has some of those algorithm or the fine tune API that it just fine tune all of those things and retrieval all of those knowledge, right? And then give you those explanations, those answers in a proper way, right? It's just a starting for this, but some of those users has already seen that it might not give you the correct answer. You might have asked something, but probably the model don't understand. In that way, you might not be able to get that correct answers, but that is also a one skill that how you're going to ask the questions to the GPT, and the way the format it is designed will have a multiple ways to ask those questions. But as I have told that it will also understand that the way of human speaks, right? It does train in that also. It does also use the yeah, like have this sentimental analytics. It will help you to complete your task, right? So if you have some specific task which you wanted to do it, let's just say for reservations, or you wanted to place some order, or you wanted to schedule an appointment, there are multiple of GPT plugins which you can utilize along with the chat GPT, and then you can do that. It also understands your sentiments, the post. Let's just say if you put the sad, happy, or some of other sentiments, right? Or you just wanted to say that your side you wanted to go somewhere in a place that you would really like to visit in some of this area, it will give you a really nice answers, and then you can utilize it. Then you'll have a multi-turn conversations where you can it remembers your previous conversations, right? Let's just say I was writing some blogs, right? And in terms of compute, I have asked them what are those compute features, but it has a limitations for 2000 words. But I just wanted to understand more about it, right? I just say, can you just add more? It didn't ask me what to add more. It just added because it understand your conversations, saying that you ask this compute, and then probably it is relevant to this, and it will give you an answer for that. And even though you can add it more for 4,000 lines or 4,000 lines, then if you just say, can you summarize all of them, it remembers all of those conversations and summarize for you, right? And you don't have to go to read all of those 4,000 or 5,000 lines. Just if you can say, can you summarize it into the three lines, it does that job very good, right? It just help you on that. Then it also help you to put your couple of creative and engaging response, right? Making an interactions with the humans you wanted to personalize for your users. That is also it will do, right? If you ask some of those that I wanted to create some of those websites, things in and around, it does really well. And even it will give you the code, it will give you the scripts, it will tell you the idea. I'll say that you wanted to build some of those websites for your consumers or the healthcare, what are the components to be put in. It give you all of those things. You are designing for some of those business, you need some of those ideas, right? You can do that. So all of those things, even it whatever the data you're going to put and all of those things, it just continuously train those modules. So now as is in uh, open for public, you are using it, right? So you are also helping that capabilities which it will also train their models. It has the adoptions for the users need, right? It has the performance. Performing is really really improved over the time, and there are a lot more things is there. You can also integrate with the external systems, right? They'll have lot of APIs which helps you to integrate with the data, the real-time data, the performance actions, access, and security, and all of those things was there. The it is being secure as well, and somehow, but there are a lot of confusions in and around whether GPT or OpenAI model is a secure one. I can probably share you that link with you, which Microsoft has recently released in terms of compliance and governance of OpenAI. So ChatGPT is nothing but just a bot as an in front, and the back end they are using the OpenAI services and the multiple of cognitive services and delay for the images and all of those things, right? Which has been trained for the billions of data and trillions of the data to help you to get that better understanding, and it will give you the near real time data, and it's converts in such a way that a human can understand, and then model can understand the human language, right? So that will makes you more productive, as and when you'll have some of those queries you stuck in your work, you ask, do you have an answer for this? Yes, obviously it will has those answers, and then it has been used really really widely, and then it has more, some billions of subscribers as well. I don't have the numbers, but it has it, and it's the highest subscriber in few days, right? So that's the capability of the chat gpt. That has lot many things to do. Now, what could be the use case for your company, or if you are students, or if you are studying some things? What could be some of those cases? How can leverage to the offices and all? If you can look out to the financial sector, or if you can look out for the healthcare, if you looked out for the transport systems, and if you can look out for other sectors as well, right? So if you have a finance sector, right, there they have a customer support. For every query, you're just going and calling to the customer support saying that I have this query. But now, based on your need, ChatGPT can handle the multiple of customer query and answer it frequently. Whereas this is not available onto the some of those chatbots, because the chatbot will say, I wanted to know the customer care number, it will give you that answer, right? After that, you will say, I wanted to connect to this, how I can connect, or probably you just put it, I just wanted to connect the VP of this. You might have to escalate it. It won't give you that answer, or probably you just put it some of those human language saying that, can you give me this the number of this customer support, and let me know how you can call, and some of those human interventions, right? It won't help you, but now it's creating the conversation, so you feel like someone is chatting with you, and it will answer your all of those questions and query. Even it has been trained in such a way that whatever the data they'll have, right, they can utilize, and probably can call it from there. They'll have contact generations, voice search related steps. You can even talk to those chatbots or the chat gpt as well, right? Then even there are multiple of customers which engage the chat gpt for the lead generations, where if you are just going, and if you are a salesperson, or probably you are a marketing, you would need to create some of those ppts or some of those contents very quickly, and all of those things, right? So if you engage those ChatGPT models or images and all of it, does also help you to create some of those PPT. So if you can, I'm not sure if you guys have seen the some of those co-pilots model, right, which helps you to create the end-to-end PPT, right? It is behind the OpenAI and the ChatGPT because the content has been trained through the ChatGPT, but there are multiple of models which has been using the NLP and then image generations, delay, and all of those things within the Copilot, and that helps you to create a somehow those PPT based on your customer requirement, based on your their need, and you can probably personalize that, right? It will also help you with your pitches, with your proposals, right? For the sales supports. Then it will also do the language translation. Let's just say if you wanted to work in Germany or you wanted to work somewhere in the country, right, where you probably you don't know their language, or some of the Japanese country you might not know those languages, but using this, or someone has sent out an email to you, you can easily convert those emails to an English. The translations is already there everywhere, probably in the Google Chrome extensions, and Microsoft also has it. But it goes above and beyond that, right? It just give you a quick, and that converts your things in and around. So you wanted to use it for your emails, reports, or marketing material, or all of those things. It helps you there, right? You can also do an idea generations and the brainstorming in and around. You think some of those idea and you can ask this is some things you are trying to build up. How does visual? Do you have some more ideas in and around, right? Because when you think a small idea, it has been this model has been trained to the billions of data. It might give you a more idea or more views around those topics, right? You can easily do the data extractions from the web pages, documents, image, and you can summarize those texts and identify the pilgrims group similar to that documents and things in and around, right? All of those things you can really use it. You can also use for email and communications, meetings, and things in and around that. The way you wanted to utilize, you'll have to configure it in such a way. But the models which I'm going to show you, it just it's the same way that how this chat gpts work. But in the behind, if you wanted to really integrate the ChatGPT 3.5 or 4, you'll have to use this OpenAI model, and I'll show you how you can utilize it. Then there are a couple of plugins which you can see in my screen, which helps you to, let's just say you wanted to send an email, or you'll have Slack, you'll have Expedia, NBA, and all of those models, right? Which you can utilize it. Till now I'm just exploring couple of those plugins and then models and all of those things. But those models are really helpful. You'll have one of those in copy AI, where you use or generate those stacks. You don't have to copy everything here and there. So there are multiple sites, but be aware of the fake sites. There are many of those things are there, but probably would not serve your purpose. And don't implement all of those plugin without, if you are implementing to your organization, don't implement all of those plugins without the approval of your company, or the compliance and the security. Once it has been there, then probably you can just utilize all of those plugins, right? So let's just try this some of those models in the ChatGPT, and let me know if you are all of you are able to view Rasmita, if you can confirm. Yeah. What I'm going to do is, I have a blog. This is a case number one. What I'm going to do is, I have not asked anything to the ChatGPT, right? But before that, I'm just wanted to solve it. So what I'm going to do is I'll just copy and paste these things because due to this demo and all, I've just wanted to do this there, and then you can see. So both of those contains, it will just go read through it, and talking about virtual machines with that accelerated networking, and even this is also talk about the accelerated networking, how when utilize. So the latency, CPU utilizations, and all of those details. If I just wanted to summarize again, so what I'll do is I'll just I just say can you because it's a common. I just say just put it for 3 lines, and it's just put it for 3 lines, right? I just tell us what this blocks is, right? The another example which I'm just going to say is you want to know about, okay. So what I'll do is I'll just say can you give me and it gives you some of the explore the link, but I'll give you some of those saying that you can just go and ask for MS Docs or Azure Blocks where you can get those links. Or the keyword simply just go and search for the the response. So it will also give you those things. If it does not have the answers, probably it just give you and this video which I have put it into the YouTube. Okay.
Lalit, sorry to
And
interrupt. I think there is some
and
network
thank
issue
you
from
so
your
much.
end. Can you please check your internet
So
connection?
let's
Your
just see
voice is
how it will
breaking.
go. So it's clearly summarizing when this conferences happen, what Lalit has explained, right? So you don't have to go rows of one. Rather than you can just quickly come here, put that video and then subject, and then that's it. You can and if you feel that has been used for you, right? And if you just look down right here, but in this, if you can ask, can you add more in the just add into the same line and give you the answers in and around. It might take few seconds to provide the inputs. Sometimes it might take few minutes, but as and when it is ready, I can probably show you all of those things. So if you can look this out, right, and even in a specific topic, if you wanted to have to read some of those things, you are planning and writing a book, you wanted to rephrase some of those words, and then like the video which I've just shown you. So if you can look this out, just clear saying Azure Well Architect Framework is a comprehensive set of practices, policies, and things in and around, and it just give you the answers for that, right? So just start generating that as well. Okay, guidance, designs, and all of those things. So just give you those things, right? And it just also help you with the multiple ways. Now we can just come back to the PPT, and even if you wanted to write a poem in Hindi, right? It it just do that as well. Can you write me a poem in, let's say, Hindi or in any language? I'm not sure whether it's been trained on the Kannada or not, but I can try certainly after that. So just also write you some of those poems based on us, and that's all of those data is just copyright free, so you can feel free to utilize it as and when my research says. But if you are using some of those data, then you can do that, right? So all the time it will, last time also it has the same Chandani some things poetry schemes, but based on that you can utilize it in all of those things which you can do that and things in around, right? So you can learn the guitar as well, you can learn the other stuffs which you really wanted to have some of those conversations. You can just play around it, like it's really have a lot of good features rather than searching over an internet for hours and hours. The data you get it here, it's really fast, right? So that's where you can use the chat gpt. Now what I'm going to do is, so these are the three use cases which we can utilize here. The similar way, the Bing, Azure Bing is more far away, right? They have been implemented lot of things there, because if you can see here, you cannot see any of the image to be generated and all of those things. Let it be still writing the poetry, and then probably I can help you with this a little bit at the end of the session. So now Microsoft Wings, which is backed by the OpenAI and then the ChatGPT, Delay, and other cognitive services, text to search, speech, and all of those things, right? You can do, or you can ask the multiple of questions. Even you can ask them to write an email, they can do it. You can ask ChatGPT as well, but this is the more advanced in compared to the ChatGPT. So let's just look that out how Bing can help you in your day-to-day work, and in and around the multiple of sessions or the things you need to know. And then it also gives you a link which you can utilize. So what I'm going to do is, I have this Bing AI search, right? Now, there are two things. One, either you can go with bing.com and then probably click on this chat option here, right? And then you can either you can click on here. Now, it also has some of those features if you can look down, more creative, more balanced, or more precious. Based on if you need some of those answers to be more creative, you can click on that. If you need some of those balanced, precise would be in this one. So I'll just say let's just create the more creative, right? And I just take this one, write in something about haiku and crocodile, a species in the voice of pirates. I just took few minutes, few seconds to generate that answer, and then probably I can put in my answers too. So you can see here, right? Now, if I it also gives you the prompt, right? You wanted to write in another one, or it just say that hilarious and things in around. Now, if you wanted to, let's just say, put it for more balanced, right? So now you wanted to create some of those images or things around. What I'll do, I'll say, just can you create some 4D images for peacock? I know my spelling is not right. I'm sorry for that, but it does. The models will understand. Okay, so what kind of 4D images are you looking for? So let's just say, can you just show me some of those example for 4D? I'll just say yes, because I didn't know. It's asking me, can we put in some of those 4D examples? I searching for those 4D examples and give it to me. Okay, so it's just giving us some of those languages. If you can see here, probably that's where this peacock words might come up. And if you can see, right, those are the images which is in 4D. It's just giving you all of those images which has this 4D shapes and all of those things. Now, if I can ask some of those things, can you create some image in 3D? Can you create the red cap? I can say that. Let us see how it will be, right? So again, I'm not sure which breed it's saying, but let's just find out some of those things for us. Right? Here is some example. So so if you can see, right, some of those images are there, and then it just help you and let me know what are those questions and answers. You can see right here, and if I can know those things, probably I can say just get me the cutest puppy, or probably it's a bulldog. Okay, let's just create some of those. Or let's just change this. Can you create 3D image for unicorn? Even I can change the color also. Once the image has been created, I'll just say, let's just get that pink. So it is just creating this. So you can see, right, it's just generating this image. And now what I'm trying to show is, right, if you know the actual context and put it across things that what you want it to be in 4D. If not, it will give you an example. What do you want, right? And now once you know that what do you want, as you can just generate an image, right? Say some of those images, right? It's there. You want pink unicorn with the purple hair? I'll just say yes, I want. Now it will go and generate another image with the purple hair color. So if you can see that how capable this particular Bing search is, that helping with this, right? Now if you can see this, right, it just changed to the purple color and it looks more beautiful, right? Then you can change the background color, right? I would say change the background color to uh, light green, right? It cannot change, but it can create a new image for you. But your purpose is served, right? So it is there. But this, the image creations or the generations, this model still is in preview. So you might get sometime you might not get that right answers, but it's there. So if you can see that how beautiful it just looks, right? It has the image creators. You can download this image, you can save, or you can just share. So it creates the multiple images, and based on your descriptions, you can also create some of those graphical stuffs as well based on your work. And this is one more. These things are there, right? This is just for chat, but this big you can compose. You wanted to compose a funny steps or a professional, it will be in the paragraph or email. I'll just say write an appreciation email, write an appreciation email for my, I know this is some sorry for this. I'll just say generate a draft. Now it will take few seconds to write and these things for you. And then probably if you don't like it, you can put your words in it and then put it there and say just summarize it into the chat. It absolutely does a really great job. Okay. So if you can see, we have already selected the medium. We can select the short and then click on generate. It will give you a 4 liner or 5 liner kind of short answers as well. You'll have this blog post. You can write a blog as well. You can have some of those put those ideas here. If you can select that, it will give you the ideas as well. And what are those your tone? You need a professional, casual, enthusiastic, informational, or funny, right? All of those things, it just give you an answers here. And then you can, if you wanted to add this to insights and all, you can always do that. So Bing is a new search engine which helps you and more powerful than other one, right? So you do anything's and everything's there, and then as and when it grows, you can see this the power of Bing, right? So that is there. And then the pictures which I have created for unicorn would be like this. So you can create a unicorn 3D images and all of those things, and Bings is really awesome. It's some nice features to have it. But how you're going to utilize, what you're going to utilize in your day-to-day basis and things. I also have some of those motivational stuffs. Then, is there any questions for me which I can answer? And then probably I'll put it for the motivational stuffs at the last. And I'll give you really a cool things which, if you can implement in your life, it's really going to be super duper stuffs for you. Asmita, is there any questions? Asmita, sorry.
No, no, Lalit.
Awesome. So if you have any questions, probably you can just put it in the chat. And today's motivations is don't limit your challenge and challenge your limit. In this, probably most of the times, if you have faced some of those challenges in your life, in your work or in your day-to-day steps, with multiple of things, right? That some of those tasks has been given to you, but you cannot complete because they'll say leave it. It's a some of those things. It's you cannot do it, but rather than you can challenge yourself. Yes, this is the limit in me, and I challenge myself to fix it, right? And once you will be able to fix it, you are going above and beyond your limits. So don't be within the limit saying that I am happy, I can do only this much of things. But if you want it to be a success, you'll have to have challenge your limits and come up from those limits, and you'll have to go above and beyond. The second one is be a problem solver. As and when you see the problems, right? There are many issues. If you just start your career or you are there and that, right? What will happen? You'll get a problems on the day-to-day basis. Either it could be a technical, or few of the offices will have a political issues and some of those things. You might be having some of those interpersonal issues and all of those things. So if you just think about the problems, that okay, this is the problems, leave it, I cannot do it, and all of those things, rather than you can think how you can solve that problem, right? That will help you to increase your analytics skills, as well as that will also help you as and when you grow in your career, the business problem solving skills will also come into you, right? So whenever you see any of those issues on a day-to-day basis, see if this is the problem, how you can solve it. I'm not saying that you just go and solve it or do it, but think through it how you're going to solve it. If you are in this place, what you can do. If this is your problem, what you will have to do it, right? Or if let's just say you're going some of those places, you see some of those issues, but think through what if you are there, what you have done it. So think through the solutions, not to the problems, right? Even I have seen many of the people in my career or during the sessions and things in and around where people will say, sir, I wanted to become a speaker or I wanted to achieve some things, but if I'll go on the stage, can I speak? If I can clear this exam, can I get a job? If I can go and do this degree, can it be this? So they fear with their success and the failure, though even they haven't reached to the success or the failure, right? Until and unless you go and achieve something, the results will come after that, right? So don't think about the achievements. Think whether if you do it, there's two things: either you success or fail. I have failed many times, many a times. I'll give you an example. When I just came to Bangalore and I was just hunting for my jobs, I took the 30 rupees of pass and I'll go to each and every company and give my interview. Though even I know that I'm going to fail because my English is not that great. Even till now, I'm improving in many of other areas, but I know that I'm going to fail, but let's just try. Because how does it help? If I cannot get a job, at least my communication can improve, my English can improve. Some of the other areas, the motivation factor you have to identify and found within yourself, right? If you can do so, you will be a success. There is one gentleman says, right, don't run for the success, create your own success, create your own value, and the success will come to you. So if you think through it, and that's the way to go, then most of the peoples, they don't accept the changes in yourself. It changes your life. I have seen many people, including me, that if I know some of those technical skills, I will stick to that. I cannot change it. Now in this era, the technology and the skills is changing on day to day. Your the skills which you are an expert in, it will get expired either within 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, 1 year, or let's just say 2 years max. No one knows your skills name, the skills you are an expert. So you have to identify what is the new skills in the market, the trending skills in the market, and you have to learn yourself. You have to change yourself. You have to change your habits to learn the new skills. If you don't do that, probably you will be there in the market. You might be having job, but to survive or to get to the success or to be in the one good place on to the higher, right, you won't be there. You will be here as and when you are there, and you are just saving your that particular job so someone cannot take it. But if you learn, if you change in yourself, if you have those habits, not even the technology but in your personal life, if you can accept the changes, it will change your complete life. And I have seen that in last 14 years. I was not a speaker, I was not a blogger, I was not an author, I don't know MCT, I don't know anything. I fear with all of those stuffs. But I accept the changes. It took me 10 years to grow in certain areas, right? And then still I am learning to make sure that I can, if I cannot compete, but my number would be last. If there is 30 numbers who's going to promote, I might be the last. But I cannot be a far behind from those changes which is happening in the technology, in the lifestyle, and all of those things, right? And the last one is, I just put it somewhere from the internet, the Embrace failure as a valuable teacher on your path to success. Learn from your mistakes, adjust your strategy, and keep moving forward. Remember, it's not about how many times you fail, but how many times you fall, but how many times you rise. So if you getting fail, it's okay. There is two things can happen, and I have learned through my life. One is success, one is fail. So when I was going for my 10th exam, what I did, either I can pass, either I can fail. If I fail, I have to study again. If I pass, I would be promoted to the next class. And then the three things is probably my father will be angry. I was also prepared for that. So, but somehow I got some 56% of marks, but I just gone through it. So the same way, whenever you are appearing for an interview, whenever you are appearing for some things, prepare your mind that yes, you are going to fail or success. If you fail, you will learn. If you success, still you will learn that what has to be improved. But that will give you a one steps ahead to go. But if you cannot take your foot and cannot walk, no one is going to open the doors, at least in this world. So make sure don't take your failures to your ego and say you fail. In this world, no one is going to fail. And you don't believe me, I am the failiest failure ever. I don't have any motivations, I don't have any hopes, anything. But I just say, let's just try something out. Let's just try this. Let's just try this. If you try it, it will happen automatically. And even you'll get a good mentors in and around. So I'll be working with multiple of community. There's multiple of mentors, right? Asmita is there. I met her there. Then Partha is there. Vivek Sri there. Deepak Rajendran is an MVP manager. Ilyas is there. Is a Microsoft MVP. Anup is there. There's so many people who just, if you just try that out, people are there to help you out, right? In your life also you'll get a really good mentors if you just try that, right? So all of those things are there. This is where this the last slide I just put for to motivate all of you. But if you wanted to connect with me, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn IG is Lalit01 Rawat, and then probably this is my connects. And thank you so much for the sessions. I know it's a 5 minutes, 2 minutes delay, but I hope I have completed on time, Rasmita.
Yes, yes, Lalit, we are on time. Thank you so much for doing this amazing session, and thank you all for joining us today. Thank you, everybody, once again.
Thanks, Rasmita.